Hello, everyone. Is the U.S. truly seeking peace in Gaza or playing a global power game? This is one of the most debated geopolitical questions of our time, and the answer is not black and white. In reality, the U.S. is promoting peace, but it is also using the peace process as a strategic tool to project its influence on the world stage. Let's explore both angles, like a geopolitical influencer, breaking it down for the viewers. The U.S. peace narrative, what it wants the world to see. We are working tirelessly for peace and humanitarian relief. This is the official message conveyed through speeches, press conferences, and global summits. Key points U.S. trying to show to the world. Ceasefire promotion. U.S. officials push negotiations to stop the violence in conflict zones across the world. Humanitarian aid. They highlight food, medicine, and relief packages sent into Gaza. Saving life. Many of the Israeli people who were captured by Hamas during October 7th attack and later on Israeli forces captured Hamas. Terror supporters during revenge attack were negotiated to be released. Mediation role. America presents itself as the indispensable peace broker. Result. This builds a global image of the U.S. as a leader for justice, peace, and stability. Geopolitical strategy reality. What's happening behind the scenes? The peace process also serves a powerful strategic function. Here's what's really at stake. Maintain global leadership. By leading peace talks, the U.S. signals to the world that no major conflict can be resolved without its involvement. Check rising rivals. China, Russia, EU. Other powers are trying to take diplomatic leadership. The U.S. cannot afford to lose this influence in the Middle East. Control regional outcomes. A destabilized Middle East threatens global oil markets, U.S. allies, and strategic military interests. Result? The peace process becomes a tool to reinforce U.S. dominance, not just solve the conflict. So what's the truth? Both are true. The U.S. does want stability, but it wants that stability under its influence. Peace is not just a humanitarian goal, it's also a geopolitical instrument. High-energy summary. Is the U.S. fighting for peace? The answer is yes. Is it also using peace as a powerful geopolitical weapon to remain the world's shot caller? It's also yes. Peace is not just a moral decision, it's a strategic chess move on the global board. Final verdict on aspect and the reality. 1. Humanitarian intent exists, but limited by strategic interests. 2. Geopolitical strategy is the strong driver of U.S. involvement. 3. True motivation is a blend of moral obligation and power preservation. Post-peace agreement scenario. Now, the fact that Israel bombed Gaza again after a so-called peace or ceasefire agreement raises a crucial question. Was it a genuine peace treaty or just a temporary strategic pause? Here are the major points why this happens. Number 1, ceasefires are usually conditional, not permanent. Most Gaza ceasefires are temporary agreements with vague terms. They often don't resolve the underlying conflict, only pause active fighting. If either side believes terms were violated, they resume military action. Number 2, strategic military calculations. Israel may use these periods to regroup and reposition forces, respond to perceived threats or rocket launches, send a message of deterrence. In other words, the ceasefire is seen as tactical, not transformational. Number 3, lack of enforced accountability. There is rarely a strong international enforcement mechanism. Ceasefire agreements are dependent on mutual trust, which does not exist between the parties. Number 4, U.S. brokered deals often serve strategic interests. When the U.S. promotes a peace initiative, it may be doing so to maintain global diplomatic presence, reduce international criticism temporarily, buy time rather than resolve the conflict. But without addressing core issues like Hamas terrorism, rehabilitation of people of Gaza, and security guarantees, violence tends to resume. Here is the bottom line. Israel striking Gaza post-ceasefire doesn't necessarily mean the treaty failed. It often means it was never a true peace deal to begin with, but a temporary ceasefire with no long-term resolution. What we are seeing is not peace, but pause. A pause used strategically, not a final settlement. Thanks for watching.